Hey guys, I'm Rogan, and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel. I don't think I said it in the last couple of videos, but we do believe in the diversity of thought here. I did not forget about that. It's very important. These are ideas worth sharing, so let's get into it. So, one of my recent videos, I did a thought experiment, or like I asked you guys what you wanted, what you would do in this scenario. If you were handed a $5,000 check, what would you do with it with metals? So, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to offer some things I might do in a different type of scenario, similar but different. So if you like content like this, finance related, or like this isn't meant to be financial advice. This is just what I would do. But I would like to hear what you guys have to say because everybody has different life experiences, and also you want to invest in what you're passionate about and what you like to do. And if like a company agrees with your ethics or morals or values, that's very important. You don't want to invest in something that you don't understand, but you don't want to invest in something that you don't really agree with, or like you're just like, nah, I'm not really interested, or like, well, it could make a return, but I wouldn't feel great about it. So let's just say you got handed a check, or no, you didn't get handed a check. You get to choose what brokerage you want to use. I'm talking about stocks, ETFs, or even crypto. You can choose a crypto too. But in this scenario, you got to pick one. You got to pick either a crypto exchange or a different stock exchange. I know Robinhood, you can trade crypto, but it's not the same because you're just doing a derivative on Robinhood instead of like Coinbase or Gemini or like Binance, maybe not Binance, but like some crypto exchanges, right? So if you were handed a check for $5,000, what would you do? So first, you got to pick one. I mean, I know you could do both on Robinhood, but what I'm saying is that like, what do you like more? Like, what are you more interested in, passionate about? I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you had to choose, would you choose crypto or would you choose stocks? Me, I really love crypto, but I would have to go the stock route because I really like stocks more than crypto. But I mean, I do have some crypto, but not a ton. So what I would do is I would hop onto M1 Finance. But like you could pick Webull or Moomoo or Robinhood or whatever. You could do E-Trade, you could do Vanguard, you could do Fidelity. You could just choose the boring route and just like, oh, I'll just contribute to my 401k and not pay attention to all these funds. And you could do it that way too if you really want to. But that's boring. I don't want to hear what you have to say if you're going to say that. I'm just kidding. Everyone's welcome here. So I think an underrated thing that maybe people don't really consider are commodity ETFs, like commodities that maybe track like corn, wheat, soybeans, that type of thing, or different commodities like a base metal ETF. I know on this channel we do talk about precious metals, but like a base metal ETF that might track like nickel, copper, aluminum, zinc, that type of thing. Because like I used to have a base metal ETF. It's like commodities, right? Because if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he doesn't like commodities, and he does his viewers a disservice by steering them away from gold, which is one of the most important things to invest in, especially if you're starting either saving or investing in your journey. So, Dave Ramsey, screw yourself. There, I said it. You are doing them a disservice. A 60-second financial advice. You are really steering people the wrong way. You can't exclude metal. And he has his reasons, but we're not going to get into that. But so that's number one. That's what I would do. I would say out of the 5,000, I put $1,000 into commodity ETFs. One that DBB was a good one. I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it was when I first started investing. Yeah, Investco DB Base Metals Fund. If you're looking to have a base metal commodity ETF, this thing's only $18.43. You could load up on shares if you really want to. It's not gonna get you rich. It's not gonna get you like, oh, I'm gonna be rich overnight and all that type of stuff. But it's a good option. And another thing, like I said, like you could research other commodity ETFs because Ray Dalio, one of my favorite guys on Wall Street, owner, like creator of Bridgewater Associates, his investment company, his investment firm or whatever. His original start was on Wall Street in the 70s, and he worked on the floor, and he focused on commodities, and he actually developed some funds and ideas for commodities, and he appealed to the Chinese market as well. I thought it was a fantastic story. It's in his book, Principles, and I've been reading Principles. It's a great book. I definitely recommend it. That's why commodities, in my opinion, are a very important thing that you cannot overlook. So next what I would do is I would put $1,000 into like a like VYM as an example. VYM is a Vanguard high dividend yield ETF. It's like a bunch of basket of different stocks. Or you could go the lower dividend yield route, maybe like 1.45% is SPY or VOO. Like those are also like really good ETFs to invest in. Via like SPY just tracks the S&P 500. Or you can just do what you want. If you like more tech stuff, do QQQ. I think that's an Invesco tech ETF if you're a really big tech guy. Me, I'm not a big tech guy, so I wouldn't put $1,000 into QQQ. But yeah, so, and then there's also the Dow and the Russell 2000 that you could look into with different ETFs in there. So there's bunches of different options. Now, with those two being out of the way, the third thing what I would do is I would use the remainder, 1,000 more I would put into different REITs. Like maybe I would do Simon Property Group or Realty Income or AG&C, some of these REITs. Now, be careful when you do REITs, because if you go into REITs, the higher the dividend yield, the riskier the asset is. It might lose, it might depreciate in stock value. You never know. But the cool thing about a REIT is its monthly dividend payout. That they're obligated. These companies are obligated to pay out 90% of their profit or revenue or whatever back to their shareholders. So it's really important. It's cool to have a high dividend yield. But when you look for like dividend stocks, like individual companies like I do, definitely look for these companies that pay you 2 to 5%. Sometimes the higher you get, the little riskier it tends to be. But you can also look at dividend aristocrats. You can look at companies that have been consistently, slowly over time increasing their dividends, or having the dividend percentage stay the same, but very consistently over maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, like never cutting the dividend or never getting rid of it. They usually sound companies, maybe like, I don't know, Johnson & Johnson, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Those are just a few examples. 3M, McDonald's, but there's so many different companies. So the third 1,000 is the REITs. But the remaining 2,000 is just do your research and get some good dividend stocks. Like, don't buy these stocks that don't pay you a dividend. They're like, you always got to rely on the stock appreciating to make any bit of money. You want that long-term revenue stream coming back into you, quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter, and then reinvesting it back into those same good, sound companies to keep giving you a little bit more money per quarter. So that's what I would do with the 5,000. It's just a little thought experiment. I thought I would share a little bit of knowledge, information with you. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. I want to know what you would do. Would you just put 5,000 into an ETF and be boring? Or would you use 5,000 to just like do a ton of companies, like really diversify, really go through all of the different sectors in the market and like all these different companies? Me? Companies are much more interesting than just an ETF. It was like, oh, there it goes. So, hope you guys liked that video. I really enjoyed making it. Like the video if you liked it. And if you didn't like the video, if you didn't like my topic or my shirt or my face, just remember to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and then just get better overall with what I'm doing. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. And that notification bell. It might work. It might not. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.